First live one.
We're live. We're live, Micky.
In person.
It's happened. It's happened, mate.
About time, isn't it? Hey? This is letting people inside the box.
That's it. New season. New That Mill podcast. Micky's still with interventions from his watch all the time.
My watch is saying I'm not sure I understand.
But yeah, we're in person. Huge shout out to Pitch Partners. Full disclosure, I work for Pitch Partners, but we're an IT firm based in the South East. If you're looking for IT support, we're external IT. There'll be links in the description below. We're in my little meeting space here. We're piggybacking off it. Well,
everyone's going to go back to their lives and where we always have IT issues, or they blame me. And now you just told the world that you're an IT guru who works for an IT company who's lent us, their building to be able to record in person. And yet, if you've got IT, come to Omar.
Come to me. Full disclosure, I work for the firm. No, we're based in the South East in Kent. Huge shout out to my boss for letting us recording here today. And we're doing our first in-person show. I actually feel like it's been a bit of a journey, Micky, to be fair. 5 years in the making?
Yeah. Unbelievable, to be fair. And we've decided that we're going to let Frankie run it.
Our first show, right, that's it. But yeah,
what could possibly go wrong? It's taken 5 years,
We've got no dramas there, mate. I think we'll be fine. But
we will be. But do bear with us. If you do enjoy
we are going to start, though. We don't know what's coming.
We don't know what's coming. Frankie will explain all the rules to you. But yeah, this is the first of hopefully many in-person shows. New season, new us. And if you're new around here, be sure to hit subscribe, like the video, and give us your comments and feedback. We're looking for always feedback, aren't we, Micky, mate?
Lovely feedback. It's good or bad. It makes us smile, and it gives them something to take the piss out of on our group chat. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
That's it. We're going to hand it straight over to Frankie because Frankie's come up with an idea today, and I'm sure he'll explain all the rules. But we don't really know what's coming, to be honest. I know a couple of pointers that I've put into the show, mate. But Frankie, take it away. Explain what we're doing today, mate.
So, it's the first of what will hopefully be a new series called Utter Woke Nonsense. So, you've all seen the memes, you've all seen Sean Dyche standing next to that famous wall. Essentially, this is Room 101, but with football related spin on it. So, I went through to you both earlier Wednesday. I've asked you both for 2 ideas of things that you hate about modern football. That could be modern fan culture. It could be things you're seeing on the pitch, things like diving, stuff like that, or it could be things you're seeing in the stands. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to make your point, and you've got to try and convince us that this is utter woke nonsense. And we're going to debate it and say, actually, is that just part of modern football? Is that part of the growth of the game? That's what we're going to do. So
sounds good. Here we go.
I'm the winner.
I
didn't know he was going to be called that, and I just asked for 2 ideas, and my ideas. I'll just say now, thanks very much. Thanks for coming. I'd like to thank my mum. I'd like to thank my dog, my wife, my children, and just show me the money.
Go on, Micky. Why don't you know what, Frankie? Why don't you do Micky's one first then? If he's going to give it all the beans, why don't we do one first with Micky then?
Let's do it, mate. Pick what goes by yours.
All right, my utter woke nonsense in football has to be fucking signs. Please, can I have your boots for my dog's charity or my fucking auntie's left nipple or something like that? Mate, you go to football games now, even when we went to Chelsea the other week, right?
I didn't go to Chelsea the other week.
You did.
Okay.
You went on corporate, so don't say you didn't. Through my work, but there was bods, mate, walking in with A3 bits of cardboard folded in half, begging for shirts. And listen, if it's for someone's personal collection, a bit like what's laying around here and whatnot, then great. But we know that a lot of it isn't. A lot of it's for people to gain stuff and put on YouTube and everything else. And there is videos what we posted with people ripping signs out, and it wasn't a young bloke who was holding the sign. But why? I just don't understand. I really don't fucking understand it. Why you need to beg. Maybe it's the way that football's changed. Fans are so far away from the pitch, everything else, that you need to gain attention. But to me, if you want a shirt, go see the player and say, like, can I have it? We're in modern times. Just fucking get in their Instagram inbox and just say, can I meet you afterwards and can I have your shirt, please?
Is that your point made then?
It's my point. I don't think there's anything else to it. I think if you debate that and say that it is right, then
well, no, I've got to be the
you're
contrarian.
utter woke fucking bellend.
It's our job, mate, to argue.
It's the prenup, isn't it? Like, you know, we have to.
What is that noise, by the way? Is that someone's phone?
It's the chair, mate, squeaking. So try and avoid squeaking in and out, in and out. I think Frankie's the main culprit, but Frankie, try your best to remain still at all costs.
I thought it was someone's phone. So.
But no, I mean, okay, so firstly, I've got to argue the point, right? I think the distance, especially the higher up leagues you go, between the fans and the players, becomes a magnified thing, right? So then, I don't agree with signs. I think it is woke nonsense. But in defence to people that bring signs to football games, it's normally kids. You do see adults, and yes, I went to a Chelsea game. It was an adult carrying a sign. It was utter woke nonsense. What is this? But I think because of you say to DM a footballer, you're going to DM a footballer with 50 million followers on Instagram and expect to get a reply to get their shirt. It's not going to happen.
You're saying you're going to get a reply.
Well, but I think you're right, though. There's a lot of ill motive a lot of times to these shirts, especially the match worn. The whole market about match worn shirts is kind of blown up, and people do make a living off this sort of thing. So if you get hold of a Messi shirt, what's it going to go for? Probably 30,000, 40,000 pounds. It's not
100%, yeah.
It's not out of the realm, is it? Let's be honest. But I think if it's for children that are trying to get a shirt, a lot of the times, even at Millwall, sometimes you see people getting shirts that get shirts every game, it feels like. Yeah. So there is no disparity with it. There is no fairness, you could argue. I do think it's something that shouldn't be happening, especially in the stands. But I can understand why people do it. There's my reply to you, especially for children.
And at the same line as that, it's the bots who fucking... You see the player throwing the shirt to the young kid and the fucking throwing up behind it. Thank you very much.
I think like with Omar here, I think ultimately it's one of them where if it's an adult, fucking rein it in, like get a life, Jesus Christ. When you see a little kid doing it, I think to yourself, fair enough, I guess. To caveat that, I do think sometimes you do wonder how much of it is the parent shoving a sign in the kid's hand, going, "Go on, mate, go and beg for a shirt for me for the next 90 minutes." Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I'm a bit sceptical. Maybe that's just me being
I agree with you, but I just think it's bollocks. Why? I mean, to be fair, right? You can't take a bag in what's too big, but you can take a fucking A3 bit of cardboard, folded it off.
If I was sitting behind it as well, I'd have the right arm.
Yeah, that's it.
Like it's getting launched.
I think I'm not that often to talk about it nowadays because looking back at it, it went super viral. But remember that video of my friend taking the sign? So there was an incident in the South Lower. By chance, it wasn't pre-orchestrated, if people want to believe that it wasn't. But I was recording the sign going, "This is utter woke nonsense," funny enough. It's using the phrase. What's going on here? Because you don't see signs at Millwall often. Very few and far between. And I hope that remains that case for as long as a day. But with the sign, I think I was going to say it to you, going, "Look at this utter woke nonsense." Sure enough, one pal comes along, nicks the sign and takes it away from him. And people say, "Oh, it's taken the kid." It was an adult. It was a person that should old enough to know better. For me, I think it's begging. I always want to play a shirt. I still want them now to this day. Don't get me wrong. But we've got a story well. Play a shirt. Let's have it right. But I feel like there's a time and place for it, and I don't think bringing a side to the football game is the way to do it personally.
No, I don't either. I think I don't think it's begging. I think that's probably the right word. You are begging, and why are you begging?
I think this might be a short one because I think we largely agree with that.
Yes.
Taking fans to the football game is in fact utter woke nonsense.
Totally agree. Thank you. Put it in the bin.
Put it in the bin.
Quite literally.
That's it. So yeah, 1-0.
Well done, mate. Proud of you.
Thanks.
I'll go next, mate.
Go on then.
So it's a bit of a petty one. It's one that winds me up personally, but it's not the biggest thing in the world, and I know that. There's a modern thing with football these days, particularly amongst the younger fans. When you talk about positions and roles, they refer to it by the shirt number, not by what the player does. So why are we talking about a midfielder being a 6, an 8, or a 10? Just say it's a defensive mid, or a centre mid, or an attacking mid.
Right.
Stop doing it by the fucking shirt number. Grow up. And it really winds. The furthest I will go, if you want to call a defensive mid the Makaleli role, absolutely fine. I'll suffer through that.
Yeah.
But if you start calling it a 6, you've lost me.
You see, I know fuck all about football.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't deny it. We sit there and say it all the time.
There was no argument, mate. Yeah.
No, I watch a game of football with 11 people on the field. I can, through my time doing this, when we sit, I can sit there and go, "Oh, we're playing a 5-3-2-1 or a 4-4-4, a 4-4-2, and 5-3-4-2, and what it is." Right? I can sit there and do all of this. but you're listening to like all of these, and a shout out to Peter Crouch because he's managed to get it in on live TV shows, and he talks about it on his show to push it in. But a false number 2. And
nine stuff.
yeah, but no, this is a false number 2. They sit there and they get it in on purpose, and I'm like, I've got no idea what a false fucking 9 is,
No.
let alone a false 10. And you asked me to physically point to a number 6. If you just put a formation up on the screen and went, right, point to number 1 for me. Oh, anyone? Well, pretty much I'll be able to guess that, even though some keepers are 33. But in the laws of it, I could go, that's number 1. And number 10's a striker, or number 9's a striker, and such. I sort of maybe do that. But the other ones, I ain't got a fucking clue. So I totally agree. By going to numbers from centre mid and all that, which was, I could barely understand that, to change that to he's a 6, he's an 8, he's a 10, he's a 9, I've got no fucking clue. So this is down to you, mate.
Well, like I say, I used to be on.
You are one of those with these numbers, aren't you?
I used to be heavily. These days, I've definitely retracted a little bit from it. Probably more so like in general football formations and all that stuff. It gets boring. If it's a 5-2-3 or 3-4-2-1, I get fed up with it nowadays, and that's the whole wider conversation. But my counteract to you guys is when you think back to England in the 2000s. Gerrard's a 4, Lampard's an 8, right? And if you think, and then also positioned on the pitch, and maybe we should come to, maybe can move it or change it.
Are you saying they're a 4 and 8 in shirt number or position?
In shirt, but then in my eyes, I used to apply to Gerrard used to come short, number 4, used to hold. Yep. Lampard used to bomb on, be an 8. And then also maybe shirt numbers as well, they should be fixed positions. I don't like this bollocks of having a fucking winger that's wearing number 2. I think Sheffield Wednesday's owner likes to change it. But this is not the point you're debating today, so I do understand that. But there is a space for it. It's just got a bit out of hand. The number 10 is a number 10 that sits in the hole. That to me should stick. I think number 10 is something that I'm definitely behind. If you're an attacking midfielder, you like to get on the ball, you're busy. The one matters of this world, the Flemings. They suit a number 10. But then when it gets to a number 6 that holds the ball and comes that bit deep and all that sort of stuff,
you don't agree, do you?
I know the difference in positions though, and also the shirt. For me, a number 6 is someone that's up and down the pitch. A number 8 is someone that's a bit more attacking.
All right,
number 4 sits deep. I think there is a place for it. I do think it's got very out of hand, but there is a place for shirt numbers to be assigned.
Old fashioned. Just all I want to know is the position.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the same time, I'll call out a couple of numbers. You tell me what positions you both think they are. Okay. And number 8.
Midfielder, centre mids.
But yeah, centre mid, I'll say
Number 4.
Central midfielder.
In my head, it's centre back.
Number 6 and number 5 are centre backs for me. But I think back to Ferdinand and Terry playing centre half for England.
Yes, you agree?
No, I think centre back.
But then it used to be.
Because I would say goalkeeper 1, fullbacks 2 and 3, potentially 4 and 5 be centre backs in theory.
Yeah.
Like
I think 4. If I play Football Manager, 5 and 6 is centre halves for me. If a number 6 is a midfielder, I disagree with the whole. That's what it's involved. A 4 and an 8 to me are midfielders. 4 is the holding one, 8's the bombing on one, and a 4-4-2.
But I think this is after the point of we've all got different things in our head, and when you use terminology like the numbers rather than just saying, if we was to have this conversation about a player now, we was talk about, I think we need to get number 6 in. Micky wouldn't have a clue to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas if we said we need to get a defensive midfielder, it's so much more inclusive.
That's the evolution of a football fan, though, isn't it? It's the evolution of a football. Because we're all playing FIFA, Football Manager.
Is it evolution, or is it people trying to sound more intelligent than they are?
Well, I do.
You make a basic point in a complicated way.
I agree with you. It's woke nonsense, but I do think there's a space for some of them. Number 10 for me is a number 10. The number 10 role is an attacking midfielder. I don't think I'd ever say attacking midfielder. I used to say Fred's better than number 10. SA, play him in the 10. I think you even say that sometimes.
There's 2 positions where I think you can half get away with it. Yeah. 10 and 9.
Agreed.
Because you know a number 9 is.
Yeah, I agree.
No one ever refers to keeper as your number 1.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
So I've fought the argument a little bit here to agree that it's woke not. Maybe it's not utter woke. It's woke nonsense.
Is it because the world of football exposure through the likes of Carragher, Neville, etc. now that all the TV companies are going more on analysis rather than just normal pundits for their opinions, a bit like what we do, there's full-on analysis. Because of that, and you're using footballers to do this, is this something that footballers use themselves? Because if you listen to any of the shows, I mean, you listen to Under the Cosh, you listen to Neville's one. What's that?
The overlap.
The overlap.
Yeah.
You listen to Peter Crouch's one, except people who are past footballers, they will always turn around and say, he's always a number 5, he's never a number 6 or something like that. So, I mean, has it come from there where people have constantly been listening and then they've slowly brought it into their general conversations?
I think it's the opposite. So I think it started online with people on podcasts, people trying to sound like they understand football to a deeper knowledge than everyone else. People that will sit there and say, oh, look, they've got a low block rather than dropping deep because it sounds more intelligent. I think it's come from them sort of people, and it's seeped this way into mainstream media.
I think this has always been spoken of, but it's seeped more into the fan culture as well now, maybe. Because I feel like from the tactical analysis, I think people use it a lot, but because the analytical thing has got a lot more exposure. Monday Night Football 20 years ago never used to be. Here's a screen. Let's get the big interactive 4-4-2 screen formation on there. It used to be let's just debate the game and talk about the actual ongoings. Instead, it's more very much let's delve into why this player does this. Why is this club doing that? Why has the manager got this philosophy? I think it's foreign influence a lot because obviously all the tactics that come into the game and Pep Guardiola tiki-taka. But for me, number 10 is self-explanatory, and a false 9. Spain, when they won the Euros and the World Cup in 2010, 2012, 2014, they had the false 9. And that's me.
What's the difference between a false 9 and a 10?
False 9 is someone that leads from the front and drops deep. A number 10 is someone that buzzes around, that sits into midfield and into the forward line. And
so was Fleming a 10 then?
Yes, I think so.
Fleming likes to push forward and go front striker and get more.
But Fleming's also very good as a false 9 though as well. So was Fleming
a false 9?
Fleming was both a false 9 and a 10. He plays false 9 for Burnley.
This is why the knowledge system is stupid.
Yeah, I think it's not. I think it's woke nonsense, but I don't think it's utter woke nonsense. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to meet you in the middle. I think there's a space for it.
I'm not going to meet you in the one. Stand firmly by it.
I'll make some.
So then you said it then. So I think there is a space for numbers and in the positions on the pitch. I think it's got too far out of hand. I think there is a space for it.
I think you're right in a level. I think you're right in a level. I think that this is something that football players, football clubs, proper people who actually earn a living as an analyst, and people who actually are around professional Premier League football players, they are allowed to use this terminology. If you don't play professional level, and I don't mean on the field at the weekend with the pub team, then I don't think you should mention it. And if you do a podcast like this, you should never fucking mention it.
If we used to do a poll and ask the viewers, overwhelmingly, I reckon I'd be backed on this.
I agree with you. I do, but I think there is a space that the number 10 for me is almost in. It's etched in there.
I agree with 10 and 9.
This is my point. But I think it's got a bit out of hand. I think it's woke nonsense, but it's not woke nonsense.
If you go over onto the community post, you'll see that everything we're discussing today will be put up as a vote when the show goes out, so that you can click over there and put your vote on there. It'll be running forever and a day. So if you agree with Omar, then go support his side of it, or if you support Frankie, then go support Frankie. The one I won a minute ago won't be up, but they'll all be up after the show. But just get involved in the comments, get involved in the vote, and let us know what's what. So that was
good.
That was a good one. You're next, I think.
Next. My first point for things that annoy me most about modern football is the constant intervention from referees in football games. Now, we've had it when we went to the FA Cup game against Crystal Palace. The referee, for me, we're going to go over the Liam Roberts decision because that's done, whatever. It's the constant blow of the whistle to interrupt the game. We have it done all the time. Referees turn up, they'll give every single foul. And I'm not one of these people that say back in my day, I'm only 30 years old, but football in the last 10 years has changed from
getting worse,
stop, start. And this is when we talk about tactics and stuff. That probably all comes into it, where managers change the game on the fly and they get the moment to speak to the players around the dugout, and there'll be interventions from the managers. But referees, for me, ruin the game. And I'm not even going to start to talk about VAR because that's a whole other subject, right? And we're not thankfully in the Premier League. We don't have to worry about VAR. Maybe this time next year we can start to worry about VAR when we'll, win the championship this season. But my point is, Referees are too much of an ego trip for me. Referees love to get involved, stop the game. They love to have a chat. Whenever there's a squabble in the box, there's a corner about to be taken. How many times the referee blow the whistle, stop the phase of play? It's just all about the referees, and that's what bothers me the most about modern football nowadays. Referees with their ego intervening on the game and stopping the flow of the game.
Football's gone. You know, football's gone now. It used to be a full contact sport. You know, and now
it's in theory,
but now it's not, because if I budge you off the ball or whatever, years ago you'd have been able to get away with. Now, you know, you might not get a card for it, but the ref's still going to go. Gone are the days where it's like you still get one or two. I think Clackenberg, or is it Clackenberg? Used to do it, where he just used to let you get on with it, unless you done something stupid. He'd just let because when the game flows, it's better. And 100%. I think this stop-starting is probably, to be fair, has something to do with the amount of injuries and everything else what you get, because obviously, you know, especially if you're standing around, if someone pretends they're hurt, you know, with a touch around the fucking face or something, and they're on the floor thinking they're dying, you could be waiting. I mean, was it Palace game, wasn't it? 10 minutes extra time?
Yeah.
And you're like looking at it going, where the fuck are you getting that from?
Yeah. The referees are constantly stopping the game, though.
I mean, it's bad enough watching Millwall as it is, but to get to the end of full time, some days where we're, you know, where we're winning 1-0 and we're thinking, fucking let this, and all of a sudden you'll get to
8 minutes.
Yeah, you'll get to 90 minutes. It's like 6 minutes, 8 minutes, and you're thinking, oh, fuck. So, listen, there is no debate from me. I totally agree with you, mate. Absolutely, fully.
I've got a slight argument on this, and I agree with the referees. I think referees are a massive part of the problem.
Yeah.
Do you think footballers just as much of a problem, though?
Footballers?
Yeah, because I think I agree with the stoppages of the game.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, goalkeepers come out, charge out their 6-yard box for a corner. Anyone gets in the way, down they go. They get a goal. They get a free kick. Every single throw in, they stand where they're supposed to be taking it, walk 10 yards forward. The ref goes to them back. You go and they go, oh, okay, mate.
Yeah.
And back they go and it takes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But is that time wasted?
I think that's what I'm going to say.
Every goal kick, the 2 setbacks go into the box, the goalkeeper keeps it on to pass it out and decides to push them on.
Yeah.
And I do think footballers are getting smarter and smarter at managing the game, slowing the game down. And I think part of that is they're getting better and better at initiating contact, making sure the referees see that they've been fouled in their opinion. And I think referees are a problem. I think footballers are just as much of a problem.
Footballers undoubtedly contribute to it, but referees then also need to be a bit more firmer in them situations, in my opinion. I think referees, they just want to be involved in the game too much for me. It's like, you want the game to flow. As a fan, I watch Premier League on a Sunday, like we all do, sit at home on a Sunday afternoon, Super Sunday's on. It's not the same anymore. The game's changed a lot, and VAR has ruined it. That's the elephant in the room, of course it is. But referees do love to blow the whistle every 5 seconds, especially the higher up the league you go. We saw it, I think, most when we played Crystal Palace, and so it's constant stop, start. And you don't get excited for anything. There's no advantage. It almost feels like the advantage rule doesn't exist anymore. And then they've got it with VAR, where they've got to wait for the VAR centre to decide it, which is a whole other debate for another day. But referees love to have their input in the game too much for me.
Is it the same sort of analogy what we use with sales? It's those who sell, those who can't teach. And is it the same as in, you know, those who can play football play, those who can't ref?
Might well be, mate. Might well be. Utter white nonsense then, chaps?
I think so, mate.
I think it is, definitely.
Come on then. Come on.
100%.
Micky, I think you're up again, mate.
Is it me?
Your second one, mate.
If you are enjoying this, like the video, comment below, let us know what you think.
And also, if you like the live, do you like the in person?
That's it. That's nice.
You best do, because it's fucking going to be a lot more this season. So,
If you've got any suggestions or what you think's artwork nonsense, chuck them in the chat.
Or you want to be in it. If you want to come on,
get involved.
Don't post them out on the comments. But if you want to be involved and do this and you know, come with us somewhere where because we will be moving around with different spaces. We've got some other ideas and stuff. So if you want to be in person with us, just drop us a DM or get in touch with Frankie or us on Twitter, etc. And we go from there. But I think that would be a good way. Otherwise, you'll get bored of us every week. So yeah.
They're not bored of me. They're bored of you, but not me. But anyway.
Bored of me.
No comment there at all, mate.
Mate, they love me. They just wait for me to say fan on the board.
Drink, everyone, drink.
And drink.
Drink, fan on the board.
Oh, fucking hell, I didn't think I was going to have to drink that vodka.
You're right, mate.
Fucking.
You're a shit actor and all, mate.
Right, this is utter fucking just dickhead behaviour. This isn't even, this is higher than utter woke nonsense. This is just pure dickhead environment, right, or behaviour. It seems to have come from the World Cup probably before, and the Euros before
COVID, Euros.
Before COVID, wasn't it? Yeah, where you go to, and I think Box Park just promoted it to fucking something else, and all those memes and all that, is when you go watch football in a pub, they score, and you fucking decide to throw a fucking highly expensive pint of lager over the nearest poor unsuspecting fucker next to you, all over the ceiling, for you to get all your clobber, stinking of booze, and being ruined, especially if some cunt's got a pint of Guinness, or fucking Guinness Black, or fucking red wine. You're fucked.
You drinking red wine watching football?
Mate, one for the ladies.
That's
you know,
get that done.
White wine for the ladies. And I just think that has to be absolutely eradicated. To me, if I owned a boozer, the people who threw the beer and thing, I would get the door staff to take them out back and beat them.
Yes, I'm with you. Do you know what? I don't disagree with you.
And I'd like it next to a canal so they could be beaten and then thrown in the canal. But that would mean I'd have to have a northern pub, and I wouldn't really want that.
No, it's worse. Was it the Luton game towards the end of the season? We played Coventry. Luton scored right at the end, and it was before the Millwall game, early kick-off.
Yeah,
everyone was in the concourses watching the game, and I had a glass in my hand, and I must have had that much of a pint in it. Completely forgot it was in there. When Luton scored, arm went up, about that much of his pint went on someone in the front of his jacket. I've never felt so bad in my entire life. But I sat and go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And it was all right about it. It was a genuine accident.
It's one of them, mate.
But you think,
one of them, innit?
Yeah,
that is an actual one. He's been out too. Oh, I like.
That was an accident. You see,
it was a complete accident, and I felt bad about it.
Yeah.
But anything, and honestly, it was like the little dregs at the bottom.
Yeah, if you had a beige or a white jacket, and you've just fucking stained it with Millwall shit beer.
For me, throwing of alcohol is the only other time I used to accept it. I don't accept it. I still only probably any time now is if you're in a mosh pit at a gig or a venue or something like that. Because you're in a mosh pit, you're looking to get fucking smashed. It's part and parcel. There's beer everywhere. There's a favourite song comes on from a band. It's going off, right? And if you're not covered in beer, you've almost done it wrong. When I feel like in them sort of settings, for me, you're right. The football fans throwing beer, it's become definitely prominent after COVID. I think when we were watching it in these box parks and stuff, and everyone just throws it in the air, we're probably the wrong conversation to have this debate with, because I think we all probably agree it is utter woke nonsense. But I think that's where it's come from for me. When I think of beer, getting covered in beer, it's been when I've been to like a Sabin gig. And I'm covered in beer afterwards, so I've decided to go in a mosh pit. I've almost asked for it in that situation, and if I'm not covered in beer, I've done it wrong. Football, there's no place for it whatsoever. The
thing is, you said no place. If we won a playoff final, and in the last minute we score, and in the joy everyone's pints got up, the Steve Morris mug at Stratford, I'll take that on the cheek, because that is a unique situation.
But
I still wouldn't be happy about it.
But I don't think we would do it as a fan base. I don't think we would do it.
I think you get carried away in the moment.
In the moment.
And that's when you forgive it. But when you watch it, like it might be an equaliser.
What I'm saying is that
and that's when it's different. There's a circumstance to it where it's just the pure feeling emotion takes you away with it. But a lot of the time, it's manufactured.
Yeah, but I also think that you wouldn't, if you're sitting there, we're all sitting there watching the game, right? And it goes out, you'll go, fuck yeah, and you'll spill a bit of it. But you actually watch these videos, and there's geezers with a full pint, like they go get a full pint when they think, we're going to score soon. Just sit there and go, there. I mean, you see the ones where they fucking lob the bottles or lob the fucking beer, and you're like, mate.
And that's why it's worse, because it's not authentic
No.
as a reaction.
No.
It's contrived, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Fucking binning.
Mickey, you're 2 for 2, mate.
Yeah.
White nonsense. I mean, you've gone for 2 simple ones in fairness.
He's got it, yeah.
It's nothing
I
controversial.
just wanted to be the first winner.
It's nothing
That was it.
Nothing controversial there.
Listen, we could go completely fucking tits up here. The people in the comments could really fuck me.
That's true.
And knowing some of our fan base, the way some of the polls have gone recently, we could be on a 98%. Keep it and fucking 2%.
We're getting cancelled off our first
Yeah.
show, basically.
This one was my second one. I thought my first one was a bank up, so this one is definitely gonna cause a conversation. I don't know where it started. I don't know why it started, but in Harry's bar before the game, in the fan zones with the bars, particularly the long bar, why have people started queuing single file?
Oh, no. This. Oh my God. This.
Just stand there like it's a.
Oh, mate, listen.
You've
You've won. You've won. You've got this. There is no argument to it. If you queue in a fucking pub in single line fucking queues, you need to go in front of a mirror and punch yourself in the face. You're a cunt. It's as simple as that.
If you do it at half time,
no,
at half time, I get it. I get it because there's loads of you down there, and it's the easiest way of doing it. Harry's before the game. Why are you queuing up?
Yeah, no, I
A bar is a bar.
I don't go Harry's bars. I can't comment for it.
A
I
bar
think the
is
only
a
time it's applicable is if you're in concourse, where there's normally 3 or 4 queues, and it's self-explanatory. You're queuing at a kiosk. It's very different. The blue bus, you're queuing. It's different. But yeah, a bar. I mean, I haven't seen a Harry's bar, but you're talking.
Walk into Wetherspoons.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking 30-foot bar.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you go to the first available space, or do you go?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go stand. I had it the other day.
I had the weekend before last in Greenwich, and people were queuing, and then like they're probably the people that are woke nonsense, to be honest, right? I go straight to the bar because I'm going to the bar. That's what they do.
But every single one of them thinks that you're an arsehole.
Yeah,
I did. Somebody told me. I said to him, mate, it's a bar. And he went, and that's cute. And I said, congratulations.
That's works, mate.
Oh, no. The best one was, I turned around to him and said, congratulations. I said, but B comes before Q, so I'm going here. And he didn't know what to say.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I think do you know what? I'm not going to have you one as a football 101 day or after white nonsense at football. I think it's just.
No, I don't think it's enough.
I think it's a life one.
Yeah.
It's a life one. That's what I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
It's a society.
It's not football.
It's a society.
No, I'm too low. It's definitely not.
I don't see it a lot in Millwall. If you see the Harry's bar, I think that is fucking crazy.
Yeah, you do see Harry's bar.
The club is changing right before it.
I'm going to find you.
I was in the other week and there was the whole bar was free and there was like 2 or 3 people standing on it. You think so?
Why?
What are you doing?
Why? A bar is a bar.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's a societal thing, and I don't like it if you're going to Wetherspoons down your local. That's bollocks as well.
Yeah.
I feel like it's even worse at football because this is when you're at football, you think so. These are people that traditionally are drinkers.
Yes.
That know the norms and know how it's done. When you turn up to some poncy bar and they're selling £12 cocktails, you sort of understands that you're in a bit of a different sit. I might not agree with it, but I understand why they're doing it because they're not used to that setting. Maybe
bars are designed as that to basically look busy when there's fucking 12 people in there because they're all standing against the bar. That's what bars are there for. They're not windows. They're bars. So you basically, I agree with you. By the way, it's not football.
It's a society.
It's cheating.
I
don't know if you get 2 for 2. You might get 1.5 out of 2. Yeah. Oh, that's true. We've done the first one. You didn't really get to be fair.
So I might be definitely having this because the way I get around this is it's not football. It's definitely more fan culture.
Society culture. It's not fan culture, I don't think, mate. You're not having it.
I think it's society.
Yeah, I think it's society. Sorry.
Everyone?
Yeah, I think so, mate.
There's nothing.
In the comments below, if you disagree.
And as here we're doing the editing, it's going. It's not going in. It's going into. We'll have 2 bins. We'll have utter woke nonsense bin for football.
Yeah.
And we'll have life full of cunts, basically bin, and that goes in there.
Love it.
You've still got it.
Yeah.
But you've just not got it.
I don't think you played the rules right there. I think you went safe.
It's my game.
You went safe.
Take your ball home then. It does feel weird, doesn't it, being in person?
I know, it's brilliant though.
Pick up items on the table and shit as well. It's weird.
I think you're a cunt that can get up there as well.
I do like that we've done our first law with the main man.
The main man.
Which will make sense later.
John Gregory Belson.
Yeah, not this show.
No. Two. Keep it in your boxes. Come in. Watch out for it. There you go. Get my words out. Right, I'll go to my last one.
You've already watched the other one and you're thinking, what the fuck is this?
Right, last for me is the constant use of the PSR rule, profit sustainability rule in football. So this creeps more and more into the media, but also just the general rule itself for me is utter white nonsense.
What about PFI?
Well, see, what the fuck is PFI? He said, you can use this a lot the other week when we done the show, and I was like, what the fuck is PFI, Micky?
PFI is what Kieran uses, profit. I can't.
It's the profit sustainability rule, it's the PSR rule. You keep saying
Yeah, but there's
PFI.
PFI.
There's two different types. I think PSR is Prem, PFI is Championship League
Right,
One. So
okay.
it's different.
So
types.
umbrella both of these.
Yeah.
Because as fans
It's
in the media,
finance basically.
it's reported everywhere about PSR this, PSR that. And also the rule itself, I think, is just very corrupt and aimed at succeeding if you're a bigger club. We've seen it in the last few years. Football clubs tend to go up to the Premier League, get relegated. They can't compete with the big boys, all because of these laws and legislations in place, right? I think it's woke nonsense having this constant use of this word PSR. Even as fans, we're debating whether or not, the impact financially. We're not talking about football anymore. It's changing. It's now more about finances this, finances that. Of course, we've all got an interest in the finances of football clubs. We all really want our clubs to be well run, well managed. But PSR for me is not the way it should be done. I don't think that's the way it should be managed and looked after in football. And these rules and stuff they've got in place, they're not even enforceable, half of these, it feels like. There's always loopholes. Look at the Man City debacle at the minute. It's just ruining, I can speak factually that they've not reported it yet. And it's been, how long has the charge been lingering over them for? That's been...
Alleged charges of misconduct.
Alleged charges of misconduct. Exactly. Alleged, but
I think of Penny Power. Did you see the Penny Power advert?
No, I didn't.
Where they're sitting there in a room like this and they're doing right then, that's the end of another season. Everyone's good. Any further ones? No. What's this? What about? And then someone walks in. Right, we've got a few things to discuss. The Man City and the woman throws her laptop. Oh, laptop's broken. Blah, blah, blah. and then all of a sudden they're like something go. Oh, no. And then all of a sudden it's like Leicester looks as if they could have broke. Oh, really? Leicester? Let's have a look at this. Let's get the anti-football police involved. Where are we going like this? And you just think like, it is what it is. I mean, Paddy Power, some of them are good.
Culturally, football fans, we shouldn't have to be talking about PSR everywhere we go, and PFI if that's the championship one. I will fact check this to make sure. I might even check it right this second to be sure. But my point is, I just think it's constant use of PSR this. You can't do so much because of this. It's utter white nonsense to me. I don't know what the fix is, in fairness, and I'm critiquing something about suggesting something to fix it with. I'm fed up with constantly seeing PSR banded about everywhere in football. And the impact is for fans.
Personally, I think Kieran Maguire should be the only person who's allowed to talk about PFI or PSI or fucking whatever. I think that's the only person who should be allowed to mention these words. Other than that, I think we should just go.
There's no such thing as PFI, by the way, just for the record. I can't find it.
What have you put?
I've just typed PFI football finance. Yeah, typing it right now. Private finance initiatives.
There you go.
Right. Okay. Well, look, that's not what's you never see that. That's the UEFA. There you go. PFI. There you go. So it's not to do with the championship.
So that will be involved with every club. So there'd be a PFI for every club.
Okay.
Because that's the thing. What no one realises is that UEFA comes up with rules. What basically cover all the teams globally. So if they breach
Europe,
the UK one, which is what PSR. So if they breach PSR, and if they're a European playing club, is it that they can basically that will breach that?
Well, it's different. If you compete, once you go into the Champions League, you compete in a UEFA competition, then they can throw you different things. But to me, just the PSR stuff, it's called profit sustainability ruling. It's not sustainable.
I'm just blaming Kieran.
At what point is it sustainable? Because as football fans, we're now paying more and more year on year because clubs are not allowed to pump money into their clubs the way they're meant to, in my opinion. I think it could be changed. It should be revisited. I think it's utter white nonsense. And the impact on me as a match goer who goes every week for the last 20 years of my life, it's getting gradually more expensive.
But I don't think that's to do with.
I think it is because of the knock-on effects. Because clubs are looking to find edges and ways to compete. And if they're not doing well commercially, they're going to hit the fans.
They will always hit the fans. But the problem you've got is that if it wasn't in place and you could pretty much put whatever you wanted in, you'd have clubs like Chelsea with you know, Moneyball with the guy with loads of money, or who's the other fellow with loads of money in the lower league, you're suddenly they just suddenly go, oh, 200 million investment.
I just hate the constant use of the word PSR in football media, mate. As fans, why are we affected?
I get the use of the word, but I think those rules need to stay to make it at least fairer.
Yeah.
But I mean, Christ, you want to go on fairness? How the fuck is it that if you're in the Premiership and you go to an away game, you pay £20? We're in the fucking Championship and we go to Leeds, we're paying 47 quid.
Yeah.
And Leeds next year, all the fans going to Leeds are going to be charging away fans. I think there's only a year left of that as well, to be fair. But they'll be paying 20 quid.
It's coming into the Championship the next season, isn't it?
It's not there yet, but allegedly.
It's meant to be coming.
But they're talking 30.
Yeah. You think the Premier League's 30 quid as well, in fairness, I think. 30 quid cap. I think it was 20 when it first came in, and now it's 30 is plenty, I think. I
think I agree with what you're saying in terms of fans talking about profit and stuff, because I mean, if you pay any attention to Man United and the Europa League, they didn't seem that fussed about winning the Europa League or not. They seem more interested in, we're going to get Champions League and have like 150 million in the bank.
Bollocks.
And it's very similar for Aston Villa. They seem, with the decision the other day that cost them Champions League football, they almost seem more bothered by the PSR impact it's going to have rather than anything else. And that does lose me a little bit. I'm not sure if it's utter woke nonsense though, in the sense of we do have to have rules. I think the issue is that they're not applied properly, they're not consistent. And you look at some sides in our league, you do think to yourself, how the fuck are Stoke doing this every year and we struggle? And so I'm not sure if I'm anti the rule. I'm anti the applications of the rules. I'm anti fans being why is every football fan now an amateur accountant when it comes to their football?
Exactly.
I mean, let's have a clue.
It's Kieran Maguire. He's made it.
And look, I like to have an interest to see what Millwall report on their finances. I like to see an overview. I'm never going to delve into the whole account at the end of the year. I watched Kieran Maguire for that.
That's why we get on the show.
On the show. I watch him for that. But I'm not overly bothered. But I like the safety idea of keeping clubs sustainable. But it's just the constant use of it in the media, and there's also a knock-on effect on fans. I think that's utter white nonsense and not fair on the supporters. Am I having it?
No, if it's utter woke, I don't think it's utter woke nonsense, because I think the rules need to. I don't think the rules need to be looked at. The rules need to be dealt with. You know, Leicester wasn't really a Premiership club. And they weren't a Championship club, so they breached it. But yeah, because I was reading something the other day with it, and it was like all to do with these Saudis looking at Millwall and all this stuff, where they were going, oh yeah, they could come in. I think it was, what's his name on thingy? I'm not our friend on there, but it was like clubs can make a gamble, invest heavily, and if they get to the Prem, they can't get into trouble. And how many Championship clubs have done that, where they've invested ridiculous amounts of money and just hope that they go up and they avoid punishment? So I think the punishment needs to be regardless of what league you're in.
But you don't even avoid it now. If you look at QPR, did it, Leicester did it, where they went up and then the punishment was deferred until they then come back down, then they got done.
But
so
I just think it's constant use of it in the media. It ruins it as respectable fans, and also it's just like fans don't have to worry about the club finances when we're there to watch football, and the knock-on effect of this ruling with fans.
I get what you're saying.
Let's round it up. Am I going to get it? Yes or no?
No,
I think it's a stupid rule, but I'm not sure it's woke nonsense.
No. Okay. So I'll take back the stupid rule comment, but I do think the impact of it constantly in the media.
I think that should be saved for another show when we debate about point deductions for owners putting clubs. I think it falls into that level where it's not fans' fault.
Yeah.
There should be rules what punish the owners, not
100%. And it punishes the fans though as well. But anyway, so I'm done.
I think it's another one. I think I'm split on it. So I'm interested to see what the vote comes out as.
Let us know what you think in the comment section below.
So then in the show, I am.
Well, the thing is though, right, I don't give Frankie stick for going a bit kind of safe, but you've gone too safe the other way. You've gone for the glaringly obvious ones. Football signs at games.
What was the brief? Things what piss you off in football.
Yeah, but you've
gone
for stuff that are just like givens.
Could you argue that throwing a pint is annoying in any walk of life? Just as much as throwing anywhere in a bar. So if I'm not having that as football, you can't have thrown a pint as football.
I've already had it. So don't matter. You both turn around and said congratulations. We give you that.
In post, man, it's getting dealt with.
Okay. Yeah.
Just vote and make me the winner.
I think Micky does win by default,
Yeah.
but you've gone very safe. Frankie's gone like safe, but the wrong way with it, and I feel like
And you've just fucking
won
coming
overall.
on another show.
I've won it. I've won overall. I think my intellect.
Micky, congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, fuck off. Right then. That is my intellect.
Micky, congratulations, mate. Well done.
That Mill podcast, first time live. How was that?
I think that was good.
Yeah,
Happy with that?
I enjoyed that. Yeah, good.
really good.
Are we going to end it now, or are we just?
We're going to wrap it up. We're going to end it here. If you're new around here, be sure to like, subscribe. Let us know what you think of Micky's opinions, and call me ball cunt in the comment section below for me as well. And we're going to call it there. Cheers, Micky. Cheers, Frankie.
And
Thank you very much.
we'll put their socials in
Yeah.
in the description. Do us a favour, just like them, and if you need any IT service, then get in touch. Mention us, and you never know. You might get yourself a discount, or you might get yourself a packet of fruit pastels if you mention us. But
You might get to meet me out of it as well.
You could meet Omar. I don't know if you really want to, but you could meet Omar. So
Yeah. With that Mill podcast, thanks for watching, everyone. See you again soon. Bye bye.
see you later.